But we are now back live.
I got this board on so I can stick the spring button.
Okay. Oh, crap. Yeah. Okay, so... The 9 of Brady LaBeouf leads them off turn 4 down the front stretch with the 3 of Nicholas Sacco in second, followed by the 91 of Tyler Beeman in third. Fourth place is the 37 of Raul Meza, followed by the 11 car of John Mullins. Sorry about that, everyone on YouTube who's just tuned back in. Our stream crashed for a minute. But we are back live now, and hopefully Wesley is back, I think.
I am. I'm back here with you as some here. Well, actually, it looks like we're under a green flag run here.
Yes, we are under green flag conditions now. As Brady LaBeouf in the 9 still leading.
And now we're back to a restart. Lap 35 of 200. We have to run here. As for those who are joining us on our broadcast coverage, we had a little technical difficulties there for just a second, so we had to work on getting that back in order, but we are back to racing live. So, that said, watching this battle continue for position as they make their way.
Let's ride on board with the number 91 for this lap here. As they come off of turn number 4, 91's looking high, drops back in line, and now they are at the line. Some incredible racing we are seeing here tonight. Wesley, do we still have you?
I'm back here with you. My apologies on that. We are back to racing here. We had some, I don't know, technical issues or something. Not sure what's going on, but hopefully we won't have them for the rest of the way. We're back under racing conditions here at Daytona, working lap 38 of 200. Out in front is Brady LaBeouf now. Nicholas Sacco in the number 2 position, as they make their way into the corner, with also John Mullins for the first time tonight has now moved his way up to the number 3 spot as they come exiting off of turn number 4. Another lap on the board here.
Down the front stretch as the 13 now looking to the outside of the 11 and will not be able to get back in line behind him as that hole just got filled.
Brady LaBeouf holding that line as they'll exit off the corner. LaBeouf and Sacco 1 and 2. Mullins and Meza's right there in that mix inside the top 10. You see this pack of cars here right now, 9 in a bunch. One wrong slip by the driver, of course, of LaBeouf, and he's going to be in trouble. as they make their way off the corner. Still again with Brady LaBeouf, Nicholas Sacco, John Mullins.
Oh, and we have cars wrecking down the front stretch here.
Brandon,
as the caution goes out.
When I'm on race call, do not come.
I believe this is now the third time they are now coming down pit road here. For now, pit stops under the caution.
I don't think that the Discord's working like it should, but nonetheless, we're having some audio issues here. But oh well, under yellow flag again, second time. And what a tough break here. As we're under yellow flag on lap 41 of 200, Josh White's car sits there. I don't know, his race might be done. I don't think he has a reset anymore. Beeman, who led this race earlier, so did Josh White. They're all collected, and they're behind the wall.
The 70 car was involved in that also. Doesn't look like he has much damage. Probably used that reset of his.
Yeah, that's Michael Clary. Michael Clary in the number 70 car continues on. Let's take a look at the replay, and maybe we can see a little more better idea of what happened here with that wreck, as we also see the 29 involved and so many more.
Looks like
here they come exiting off the corner. Go ahead, Brandon.
Looks like the 29 just got loose on the bottom there. From let's watch this in slow motion. Yes, looks like
he just jumped up and hit the outside of the wall into the 91 of Beeman. Beeman went spinning. He had nowhere to go. He went like zigging and zanging like a ping pong ball. Was the driver of Josh White into the wall. And there you see the end result of what just took place. What a tough break. And now it looks like the drivers like Tyler Beeman and Josh White are done here at Daytona. Brady LaBeouf leads 42 of 200 laps. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with more action of the JW Racing Cup Series from Daytona Virtual on League Racing TV and the CRN Sports Network.
The Rifle Caddy is a unique product. I mounted it in my truck. We've been through some rough terrain. There's a lot of tough roads that we go through here to get to some of the spots that we want to walk into. I can definitely say that the Rifle Caddy stands up to its name.
Go ahead and play another commercial. I need a break for a second. Her mic's muted. Something else randomly.
That's the only two conversions.
Okay, well, let's go back live then.
Whoops. There we go.
Getting ready to come back for the restart. 1 lap to green here at Daytona after an accident involving Josh White, Tyler Beeman, couple of front runners in the early going. And now we prepare for a restart with Brady LaBeouf, Nicholas Sacco, Gene Rogluski. Now your top 3. Michael McKinnon, Raul Mazza is also currently in the 5th position. And again, we will get ready to go back for a restart. Christopher McKinnon right there is long, beside him in the 99. John Mullins, all there. As, again, for only 15 cars, pretty caution field here at Daytona in the early going, Brandon.
Agreed with that statement. But like I said at the beginning of this thing, it's going to be attrition. That's what it's all going to be about when it comes to this race. Just trying to stay out of the big one when that happens. Hopefully it doesn't happen and the rest of these guys can keep these cars clean.
We're ready for the restart as the pace car gets ready to drop back onto pit road to the attention of the field. It now lays on the starter box in the restart zone for LaBeouf. LaBeouf makes his way to the 2 yellow lines on the wall in the restart zone. Green flag go back in the air, and here comes LaBeouf, lap 44 of 200. We're just under 100 miles here from Daytona, virtual style. And LaBeouf brings the field single file back to 1.
The 3 car is a good pusher. He's been up in the top 5 pretty much all day, as there's now a 4 car breakaway at the front of the field, and looking to be growing the gap here over, I believe, the 13. Yes, the 13 here, as he's trying to close back up to them using that draft from that big spoiler there.
Back across the line, Brady LaBeouf. You're riding on board with McKinnon in his 13 Bang Energy Drink entry. That's Michael McKinnon. He sits now in the 5th position. Top for cars have all pulled away from McKinnon as they make their way off of turn 2 to the back straightaway with Brady LaBeouf, Nicholas Sacco, Gene Rogluski right now your top 3. Straightaway. And there goes that 70 car, Michael Clary right on its door as they go into 3.
Gave him a great shot to get back up to this front pack here, as Brady LaBeouf takes him off at turn number 4 down to the checkered, not the checkered flag, down to the start finish line, as we are now taking on lap 46 here at Daytona.
46 of 200. Coming up on 1/4 of the distance of this event, which will be 125 miles. 125 miles, and then another 125 miles, and then we'll be halfway. 250 miles will be the distance at 100, and then we turn around and we go another 100 laps to complete that. 40 laps makes 100 miles here at Daytona, and this is the full shebang. This is the real deal in the JW Racing Esports Cup Series. LaBeouf leading Sacco 0.07 of a second right there behind him as they roar to turn 1.
And like you said, they have a long way to go, as the looks like the 13 car just got out of line for a minute there, I don't know if he got. I don't know if he got held up there or what.
Coming across the line this time by, it'll be lap number 48. LaBeouf, Sacco, Berglewski, all there in 1, 2, and 3. Beeman back in the mix, and so is the rest of the field as they come off the corner. There's Tyler Beeman in that 91 car. Brady LaBeouf, look at the interval. 7 1/1000ths of a second, closing in, getting faster. Nicholas Sacco, one wrong slip by LaBeouf, the man out of Louisiana, and the man from Pennsylvania. Sacco will go to the lead as they come across the stripe. Another lap of the board here. Lap 50 of 200 next time around.
Yes, lap 50 out of 200. That just shows how long this race really is, because 150 laps and then you want to start making moves.
LaBeouf, Sacco, Berglewski all off the corner. Back across the line here at the World Center of Racing. 50 of 200. 150 laps to go. 50 laps to halfway.
So I found out what happened to Cody. His spotter is in the YouTube chat here, and it's saying he got pushed during that last caution, and that's why, yeah, he just got a big push. Ooh, what was that? Looked like the, what number is that? The 10 there? I don't know what number that is. Who's on the outside there?
LaBeouf still the man leading the way. Looking at some of the scenery shots around Daytona. As here they come at speed off our speed shot. LaBeouf, Sacco, Berglewski, 1, 2, and 3. No change in those positions. Meza, after his problems in the early going, and this camera right here shows you the banking that is here in Daytona, virtually in reality. You come off that banking off the corner, you flatten back out on the triangle of the dog leg on the back straight on the Daytona super stretch. Even a little banking there in the straightaway is pretty interesting. I like that camera shot there, Brandon.
I do too. That's probably one of my most favorite cameras here in iRacing, due to the fact that you can see like the banking of the track and really like know what the driver's dealing with here.
We saw
As
Gene
looks like they are
Berglewski
too
driving
wide.
below the yellow line, trying to advance his position. If he advances his position, he will be penalized. He has to give that position back up, but he did not pass any cars. So they got to play nice, not going behind that double yellow line on the bottom of the apron.
Looks like
That car got pushed below the yellow line. The white car did just a moment ago, Brandon.
yes, I'm trying to figure out who that is back there. That's the 94 here of
Zimmerman, Eric
yes.
Zimmerman's car. That's Eric Zimmerman in 94. He's the one that got pushed below the line.
As the 99 and the rest of this pack behind the 3 and the 9 here have caught back up after losing some ground. Let's see if they make a move here coming off of the corner. They've been looking for like the past probably 15 laps here.
54 of 200. Brady LaBeouf out in front. Nicholas Sacco. Gene Berglewski in third. Michael McKinnon in fourth. Raul Meza in fifth. Clary Paletti McKinnon, Mullins, Zimmerman, the top 10 as it stands here at Daytona on lap 54. This time by on lap 55. And again, coming up on 45, the halfway mark. Brady LaBeouf still leads the charge off the corner. Another lap here at the World Center of Racing. You look on board at the rear end of the leader's car, the front of the second place car of Sacco, that grill reeling in, trying to close in just ever so slightly. Not there though. Granted, as they roar to one.
Those Chevy noses are pretty pointed, as looks like they're coming up on lap traffic. It looks to be the 8 of Josh White here. Could play a factor, but they get by him easily as he just lets them go by on the low line.
Yeah, that's that lap car of Josh White. Led in the early going and then got collected in an accident twice, not of his doing. Both times with Beeman and company and a couple of more. Meza was one of them. And now Brady LaBeouf. All hands on deck for the driver of the 9. Brady LaBeouf, fast qualifier last night in the JW Racing Esports Truck Series event from Michigan. You heard on the Max Speed TV and the CRN Sports Network. The overall winner was Derek Fulton, who picked up his second win on the series. The trucks will be back in action next Friday night at the virtual Martinsville Speedway, the Half Mile of Mayhem, for another 250-lap event.
Yes, and from what I heard, that there was some drama at the end of the race that led to that win.
Yes, it was very eventful. The final 20 laps for sure, Brandon. I've never experienced anything like that ever in broadcasting iRacing. But they said the finish stood the way it stood. I think some drivers might have got shafted on some calls. But nonetheless, they gave the win to Derek Fulton in 19. .43 to halfway. LaBeouf, Sacco, Roglewski, all leading here at Daytona.
Looks like the 99 still hanging in third place here as he looks to the high side, drops back in, trying to get somebody to go with him here as the 3 car now looking to the outside. Will the 99 go with him as they all start to move up the track just a little bit, trying to get some clean air on the nose of that Toyota Camry. Looks like what number is that there? The 13 car of
Michael
McKinnon is now making a move for third place. Just hung out that 99 car. But he will drop back into line in front of that 70 car as they head off down into turn number 4. Back to you.
Back across the stripe, it'll be lap number 59 of 200 this time by. And leading the way, Brady LaBeouf and Sacco 1 and 2. Slicing, dicing, juking, jiving. Inside and outside. No lane there to work yet for McKinnon. He's now moved up to third. The Bang Energy number 13. They come roaring at you on the speed shot. Let's rest our voices for just a couple of moments so you can feel the thunder virtual center of racing, the JW Racing Esports Cup Series from Daytona.
back here on League Racing TV as they are now working lap 62 of 200 here at Virtual Daytona International Speedway. I'm Brendan Carroll, joined by Wesley. What's your name? What's your last name here? Outland. And you are watching the Josh White Esports Cup Series. Okay, I am alone in the booth currently now, so hopefully Wesley will be back in a moment here. Working lap number 63 here from Virtual Daytona International Speedway as we are as the number 9 of Brady LaBeouf leading the way still. He's leading over the number 3 of Nicolas Sato. Third place is Michael McKinnon, as Wesley has now rejoined us in the booth. Must have gone to get a Martinsville hot dog, but he's back here at Daytona.
Yeah, I'm back here. I'm back with you. We had a power surge here inside at the house at the studio, and completely lost all the power for just about 2 minutes or so. So there was a power glitch. Something happened that knocked the power out, but other than that, we're back up and going. Yeah, it's the beat. I think we're on lap number 65 of 200. And again, the leader is Brady LaBeouf. So thank you for covering in my absence. During Fill the Thunder, the power goes out, but the price here is we're coming up on halfway at 35. LaBeouf, Sacco, McKinnon, they're 1, 2, and 3. No change in those positions as they make their way around the racetrack here. LaBeouf, I'm telling you, Brandon, he has got such a strong race car.
Agreed.
So far in that number 9.
Agreed. That number 9 has been up front all day, along with the number 3, actually. They've both been up front, but I think that first pit stall has been helping the number 9 on pit stops here.
66 of 200 complete. LaBeouf, Sacco, McKinnon, all leading the way as they make their way off the corner off of turn number 4. There's the Bang Energy drink entry of McKinnon. He's got the 4th place car behind him. One wrong slip, and they're going to capitalize on it. All cars are still on the racetrack, including Josh White. And look at Raul Meza. He's in that light blue car behind McKinnon for 4th in that 37. Got caught up in the first caution, has played nice, Brandon Carroll, and he's now right there in the top 5 and 4th with still a strong piece.
Yes, and it looks like he's been giving that number 13 of Michael McKinnon some very late looks that have almost resulted in his car getting spun.
'67 of 200. They come across the stripe. LaBeouf still the man leading the way. Sacco, McKinnon, Meza, Clary, the top 5. Coming up on halfway and another 30-plus laps from that. As we still continue to see Brady LaBeouf and his dominance here. And I understand we got a caution flag.
Oh.
Yellow flag is out. Caution is waving. We've got a problem on the speedway, and a couple of cars have gone zigging and zagging and spinning, Brandon Carroll.
Okay, looks like the number 94
Eric Zimmerman.
Let's see what happens here.
We're on board with Eric Zimmerman. Let's see what happened to the 94 car. He was one of those cars involved in that calamity in 3. And let's see, he just, a net code. Net code. Net code. And you see his car flashing and smoking, and all of a sudden he hit the wall.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And then he collected the 29 car.
No. Oh. How did that happen? I didn't see the 29 get involved here. I'm trying to find the replay of that because oh, there it is.
Well, there it is, and it's all started with the 11 car
That's,
of Cody Paletti.
Looks like the 91 involved
Tyler
here.
Beeman.
Also,
Beeman's car.
the Eric Zimmerman. Who else?
No, that's it. A multi-car accident. Putting us under yellow flag here at Daytona right before halfway. 69 of 200 laps. Coming up on lap 70, 30 to halfway.
We'll step away for a moment, and we'll be back in about a minute.
Do it pit stops first,
yes.
though, guys. I think we're going to open up pit road and see any takers come to the pits first before we take that break. Want to see if there's any of these front runners, and as they do say that, they do. Here they, Brady LaBeouf, Nicholas Sacco, Michael McKinnon, they're all coming in for pit stop service. Working here 30 laps to halfway in Daytona. Coming up on 200 miles now. Pit stop time. They're in front of you, Brandon Carroll.
Looks like the number 13 hits his pit stall. Let's 9 car to his cruise to the other side, and he is off and away with the race lead. The 3 car of Nicholas Sato off second. Let's see who's off third. Looks like they come off the same way they come on to pit road.
Yeah, with the exception of that white car getting in front of Raul Meza, who was in fourth, but changed for that position. But nonetheless, that's how they exit off of pit road. There's the 13, Michael McKinnon. It's had been an up and down year for him on the Truck Series. Got a strong run here in the Cup ride today at Daytona. He sits in the number 3 position after a cycle of yellow flag pit stops. Brady LaBeouf back as the leader, the driver, of course, out of Louisiana. The strong man out in front here as we're 30 laps to halfway. More from Daytona in a moment on League Racing TV and on the CRN Sports Network. Stand by.
Product. I mounted it in my truck. We've been through some rough terrain. There's a lot of tough roads that we go through here to get to some of the spots that we want to walk into. I can definitely say that the Rifle Caddy stands up to its name.
Back live from Daytona International Speedway. As coverage.
Here at Daytona, 71 of 200 laps are complete. Coming up on another round of pit stops, just completed a few moments to go. Brady LaBeouf, the man that came in first, comes out for everyone else right there. And it looks like Michael McKinnon there is showing now Brandon as second place.
Oh, yes.
John Mullen. And I'm looking where all these other front runner guys are at that pitted.
Way back in Nicholas Sacco's way back in 9th. I don't know if he.
I wonder if he got a penalty.
Yes, that is. But now he's back up here, so I don't know what is happening.
Please don't tell me that we're having that crazy glitch like we had last night in Michigan in the Truck Series.
Let's see if timing and scoring updates here coming to the start-finish line. Let's see if we're getting some net code here. But let's see if
The
time
dreaded
is
word of iRacing netcode.
Yes.
And if people do not know what netcode is, let's give a little description of what netcode is. Netcode is kind of like what happened to me just a few moments ago when I had a power surge and everything shut down. Well, netcode is, thank God, not a power surge. But a netcode is whenever your internet is basically lagging or buffering and it is causing your car to glitch across the screen. And we've seen those netcode issues happen. So we've seen it happen on LaBeouf. We've seen it happen a couple of other times, and it caused some crashes. And it looks like we're seeing it happen now, but it looks like they're all back going again. So they have adjusted timing and scoring. It looks like Brandon Carroll, and it is going to put LaBeouf and Sacco McKinnon in the top 3. So that's how it stands as we get ready for a restart.
Let's ride on board here. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Let's ride on board here with the number 37 of Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's Raul Meza.
Yeah, Raul Meza. Thank you.
One lap to green.
Oh gosh.
LaBeouf, Sacco, McKinnon, and Meza right now the top 4. As we'll get ready to come back for a restart. Coming up on halfway, just less than 20 laps. LaBeouf, Sacco, McKinnon, Meza, Clary, the top 5. Green flag back in the air here at Daytona. 27 to halfway. 123 laps remain here from the World Center of Racing Virtual Style on League Racing TV and the CRN Sports Network. Up to speed, down the back straightaway. LaBeouf is there. LaBeouf to the outside is Sacco. McKinnon. Here comes Meza. The 2-car battle, 2 cars side by side at speed, like you're leading Noah's animals to the ark. Down off the corner. Into 4. Here comes now the 37 up to the gunfight of Meza's now. The 70, Michael Clary. A 5-car battle now for the lead. Sacco to the outside. Looking for the lead in Daytona, Brandon, as they roar to turn 1.
He will clear him for a second, but now that inside lane is starting to battle back as they have more cars, which is really helping them.
What a move. As they fight their way back to the turn. Back across the line. Here comes now Sacco making the outside lane work. He'll now have Raul Meza hook up with him and be the top gun in Maverick off of turn 4. Maverick and Goose off of the corner. Will he make it work as they come roaring to the line? Yes! Sacco scored now the leader, 6 1/1000ths of a second by LaBeouf, 8 1/1000ths off of Meza, and they go back to turn 1 with still that 5-car battle for the lead in 2.
The 3-car seems to like that high lane with that 37. He must think the 37 is a good option to stay.
Meza will now carry Austin McKinnon with him. Up the speedway comes Clary. Here 5 cars battling for the lead, and it is a storm brewing here. Category 5 style off of turn number 4. 25 to halfway on lap 75. They come to the stripe with Sacco still leading back to 1. LaBeouf leads back to the corner.
Side by side into turn number 1. Hare from Virtual is having a strong run here almost halfway into this race as looks caution is going to be coming out here most likely.
Wow. Go spinning down the back straightaway. And the yellow flag will come out again. A multi-car crash with the front leaders. I knew a storm was brewing. It all came untangled in turn number 3.
It's okay. So it happened.
Oh my goodness. LaBeouf will scamper away like an alley cat in a dark night from the mouse. And everyone else gets collected.
Who else was involved?
In the Bang Energy drink number 13. McClary looks
like
fighting for the lead. I think you just need to go to the lead car of LaBeouf and then just, make your way back for that replay, and you'll find what happened for sure. Because it all come untangled on the front pack. The man that is the lucky dog, smiling like a big grin on his face, is the driver of the number 9 car, Brady LaBeouf, because he got away unscathed. Everyone else got collected and suffered from some serious. Pit stops. Well, will there be any, Brandon Carroll? That's the question.
It looks like
and they have answered. Look at him playing possum below the yellow line. Who's going to commit? Who's going to commit? Oh, here they come. Okay. Boy, it looked like for a second they were going to start playing Let's Make a Deal or Not.
Looks like
they are on pit road.
Looks like Cody stays out here, which will cycle him around to the race lead.
Yeah, that's actually the 29 car of Nicholas Vaca.
Yes. Wait.
Nicholas Beacon, actually, he's actually decided to stay out there on the racetrack. That's the number 29 car.
Yes.
He's now moved up. So after a cycle of pit stops, they'll work their way around. There is Nicholas Sacco. How much damage is on the number 3 car? Brady LaBeouf comes off of pit road. Sacco is still in his pit stall. He has not left, and now he will roll back out. And I do understand, if I remember correctly, Brandon Carroll, they do get 1 master damage reset. Am I correct?
You are correct. So that is his only reset. Hopefully he's not caught up in any more from this point on. Well, they don't the way iRacing does things.
Yeah, I'm trying to look here and see how this is all developed. As again, we go under the caution flag. Everybody coming to pit road just a moment ago. We're 20 laps, or under 21 laps now to halfway in this race.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be, because my internet's been fine all day, but hopefully nothing major happens.
We've had any and everything already for sure. So 79 to 200. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Hopefully we'll get netcode fixed and all that good stuff. We're coming up on halfway here at the World Center of Racing virtual for the JW Racing Esports Cup Series debut from Daytona on League Racing TV and on audio programming on the CRN Sports Network. Back in a moment.
The Rifle Caddy is a unique product. I mounted it in my truck. We've been through some rough terrain. There's a lot of tough roads that we go through here to get to some of the spots that we want to walk into. I can definitely say that the Rifle Caddy stands up to its name.
Go ahead and play the K9, the Project K9 1-2. One lap to green. The lights are off on the pace car back here at Daytona. Getting ready for the restart here. And Earl is also doing the production side of things for League Racing Team. And also Trey Snide in Henderson, North Carolina, handling our CRN Sports Radio Network coverage, again, of this broadcast. So let's set the stage for you. Only started 14 cars in this new debut series of the JW Racing Esports Cup Series. Have had about 5 cautions. It's been interesting. It's been fun. It's been LaBeouf. It's been Beeman. It's been White. It's been Sacco leading the way for the most part. Then those front leaders have had 2 times calamity on restarts. And now we have new cars at the front of the pack, including Cody Paletti, Tyler Beeman, and many others behind Brady Buff, who has led most of the race in 3rd. Raul Meza in 4th. Eric Zimmerman is in 5th after his net code issues, avoiding that caution. He's now moved to 5th. And we're also coming in on halfway, Brandon.
Yes, it also looks like the 29 here gave up the race lead to Tyler.
Yeah, I think he was a lap car, so he had to come to pit road after everybody else in the lead lap cycled around. So Cody Paletta will bring back the field to speed. We are back to green flag. We're lap 81 of 200, 19 to halfway here at the World Center of Racing as they roar back into turn number 1. Everybody plays nice. Paletta now gives up the top spot. Give it back to Brady LaBeouf in the 9 as they go to 1.
Wow, what a run that 9 car had. But that almost allowed, he almost got too far out in front of this number 29 of Cody Paletta.
Cody Paletta.
Yeah, Cody Paletta, thank you. He almost got around this number 9 car by sitting, or because the 9 car got out so far. Looks to the outside.
It'll be lap number 82, 18 to halfway. LaBeouf, Paletti, Meza, 1, 2, and 3. Michael Clary right there in 4th. Christopher McKinnon in 5th. As they all fight their way, top 5 off the corner. And another 5-car storm brewing again for that top spot with now LaBeouf leading the way. Here comes the driver of the 9 to the inside. Paletti up the outside lane, trying to make the run work. Here comes Michael Clary in the 70 car. He now moves to 3rd, to 4th, and they all fight again off of turn number 4, Brandon.
And looks like the number 7, is that the 94 is back up here also after being off the pace for a while. Of Eric Zimmerman here. He's trying to
the back straight away. Yeah.
Looks like the number 09 trying to get underneath the 37, but the 37 holding strong in front of him.
Back to turn number 4. Brady LaBeouf, the man that has been the strong car all afternoon, comes back to the stripe here at Virtual Daytona. They roar back to speed. Back to the speed shot in 1. And back into the corner into turns 1 and 2. Looking to see this battle continue for position with Brady LaBeouf. Now Michael Clary for the first time has now got himself involved in this race mix as he sits in that number 70 car, the number 2 spot. Paletti there in 3rd, the black 29 to the outside. And there goes also McKinnon and so many more as they'll make their way off of turn 4. A new fresh set of faces, except for LaBeouf in the way here at Daytona, Brandon.
Looked like the 70 was trying to get around the 9 car here. As the 29 is now getting another run on this high side with help from that 37 car. Can they make that work?
Cody Paletti trying to make a move, and he's got Raul Meza to help him out and give him a push, a little assist to the outside lane. While that goes on, Clary in the 70 car gives an assist to the leader of LaBeouf as they come off the corner. And now we're about to see 2 draft packs hook up and make one, as it looks like the drivers behind the top 5 have slowly but surely started to reel in the back pack in front of them. As the lead pack goes back into turn 1, it's about to become now a 10-car battle for the leader more as they go back into the corner.
As the 09 of Christopher B. Williams here has just made the pass for a 3rd and is, along with the, wait, is the 94 left down here?
4 car, right in front of Beeman in 91.
Oh, they're about to wreck here with the way they are racing. as more net code on my end.
Even the broadcasting gets net code. At least you ain't had a power surge yet. I happened to me earlier.
Don't worry, I had one about an hour before I went live.
Back straight away, they go into the corner. Back into turn number 2 to the back stretch. Here comes Zimmerman. What a run he's got on the bottom. The white car getting under Clary. Making a run to the front. LaBeouf, Clary, Zimmerman trying to get into the top 3. He will as they clear him off the turn 4. Zimmerman zigging, zagging on Clary for the second spot. And LaBeouf will still lead him back to turn number 1.
Way here at Daytona. Eric Zimmerman, he was out back for a while, caught up in one of those wrecks. He's putting on a show here up in the... I believe he already has a win in the truck series.
Oh, Zimmerman zigging, zagging sideways, holding on to it. What a move by Zimmerman. Fighting for second to get around Clary. He about dirt tracked it off of turn 4. What a move for the 94 car.
I do not know how that 94 car saved that and did not take out that 91 there. But however he did it, we'll have to get an interview from him after the race. Even
what a save. Wow, but he's falling back down to 4th or 5th. I wonder if he might have flat spotted those virtual tires. He's at the top of the wall now. Losing pack to everybody. That's the thing about Daytona and Talladega. If you're out of that draft, you're in trouble. You're in the in-house to the outhouse quickly. And that's what's happened to Zimmerman as he'll now fall back in line to 7th position. Working halfway in 10 laps. LaBeouf, Clary, they're 1 and 2 now. Beeman. And remember, Brandon Carroll, Tyler Beeman got caught up in a wreck earlier in this race. He's now rallied back on that master reset and is up to 3rd now. So a good run for him in 91.
And I think that 29 there has also been involved in a wreck earlier.
9 laps to halfway. LaBeouf still leads Clary in those spots, but there is now a 10-car pack. A matter of fact, I'll be honest with you, the entire pack on the racetrack is right there nestled with one another. This reminds me of the old IROC days. Do you remember IROC, the International Race of Champions, when you had the 12 of the best racing? This reminds me of this virtual right now because there's only like a dozen cars left on the racetrack, and they're all right there nestled with one another as we get ready to come to halfway in 8 laps, Brandon.
The 70 of Michael Clary just got hung out to dry by that 37 of Mesa there, as Mesa is trying to make a move for the lead for, I believe, the first time today.
Raul Meza, who brought out the first caution flag, looking now for the lead here at Daytona. Inside, outside, zigging, zagging, trying to find the run as they go into the corner. Nothing there. It's still LaBeouf. Brady LaBeouf has such a strong car. What a run he has in the number 9. Meza, Clary, 1, 2, and 3.
I believe LaBeouf already has the Cup Series here.
He might have Cup wins and some other things, but not on the JW Racing sanctioning. The JW Racing Esports Truck Series. He's looking for that first win. So far, it's 2 for 2. 2 wins for Nicholas Sacco and 2 wins for Derek Fulton after he won last night at Michigan. Fell back there at the end of things. And again, we had a crazy finish in under the 20 laps remaining. And I saw things take place that I never thought I'd ever see. A broadcasting and virtual iRace broadcast, but you know, I think there might have been a couple of hurt feelings and maybe some, I don't know, controversy, conspiracy theorists, whatever you want to call it. Nonetheless, the win did go to Derek Fulton after he came out of nowhere. After a sequence of yellow flags and and waiver rounds, maybe too many waiver rounds, and gave the lead to Tanner Carter. Then out of the jump for the restart, Fulton got around him and went on to pick up the win. That was last night at Michigan in round 4 of the JW Racing Esports Truck Series on Max Speed TV and on the CRN Sports Network. We'll get ready for Martinsville Speedway next Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, Max Speed TV and CRN with round number 5 of the JW Racing Esports Truck Series. And this is the Cup Series. This is a runoff of that deal. And it's a growing series. I mean, obviously, we'd have loved to have a 40-car pack.
Oh, caution is out.
Unfortunately, that's just not the case, so we got a caution out. Yellow flag is waving. Michael Clary looks like he got fishtailed bottom of the racetrack, had nowhere to go, and got spun into the wall hard, number 70. He was in 4th when that wreck happened there, Brandon Carroll.
Yes. Wow. What a turn of events. He was hanging out there all day. I believe this is his 2nd wreck he's been in. But
let's say it's his 1st, but he did have something to do with starting a wreck that collected a couple of other cars.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. He looked like he got caught up with this 09 car. I went up just a bit, but other than that, his car looks pretty clean.
And we are coming up on halfway in 4 laps. Brady LaBeouf, Raul Meza, Eric Zimmerman, and the caution out for the 70 car of Michael Clary. Well, anyone coming to pit road, or are they still happy with what they got? It looks like they're coming in for certain right now. Below that yellow line, once they get to that commit cone, they have to commit. There they go. LaBeouf, Meza, Zimmerman, Pilate, Beeman, and more, all coming to pit stops, Brandon, on lap 97, working lap 98, 2 to halfway here at Daytona.
As of right now, on iRacing, you can come in, I believe the host will be able to set how many tires you get for the session.
And I believe that week 13 iRacing update's coming up for June next week.
Yes, June 2nd.
It's been a while since I've announced for iRacing. I started back announcing in 2010 till about 2013, and then I left. And because of the pandemic, because of the coronavirus, and the resurgence of the popularity of the esports brand, I was asked to come back and announce with Lucas Oil Productions and with Speed 51 and Max Speed TV and LSR TV and some other affiliates like yourself with the Racing League TV deal for this race. And one of the things that I have noticed is absolutely the popularity of how big this has become. But all the graphics, the simulations, all of the effects, the things that they have done now since the last time I announced an iRacing broadcast in 2012, 2013 is absolutely phenomenal. This is not a video game. This is not guys holding a steering wheel. This is a simulation. This is a simulator of motorsports, whether dirt, pavement, off-road, IndyCar, NASCAR, Cup Series like this event, whether it's off-road trucks or if it's road course racing, you name it, dirt, pavement, they've done it. And it's not a video game. This is not a video game. This is not PlayStation like when I used to have NASCAR 98 or 99 or 2000 and played the NASCAR games on PlayStation. This is truly the greatest form of simulation, Brandon Carroll, to allow you to experience the real thing without doing the real thing.
Agreed. I actually own a esports race team, and we've really a growing platform, and I think it's really underrated.
We're going to talk about rifles. We're going to talk about K9s. We're going to do a double commercial break, and when we come back, we're getting ready for halfway here at Daytona. At Daytona with the virtual debut of the Josh White Racing Esports Cup Series on League Racing TV and the CRN Sports Network. Back in a moment.
The Rifle Caddy is a unique product. I mounted it in my truck. We've been through some rough terrain. There's a lot of tough roads that we go through here to get to some of the spots that we want to walk into. I can definitely say that the Rifle Caddy stands up to its name.
One lap to green. Coming up on halfway, also in one lap. Welcome back to virtual Daytona International Speedway, the world center of racing. League Racing TV and the CRN Sports Network coverage of the virtual Daytona 500 for the JW Racing Esports Cup Series. I'm Wesley Outland, Brandon Carroll alongside. He's also on the production side of things for League Racing TV. Couple of glitches, couple of TDs, but other than that, I don't mean touchdowns, I mean technical difficulties. But other than that, we've still been trying to stay on the air and rock and roll with this thing. Trace Knight doing a phenomenal job catching those hiccups, catching those glitches, quickly going to commercials. But I had a power surge and lost all power for about 3 minutes. Quickly got the power back up and going again. As hey, we're right on board with Brady LaBeouf right now, 80 miles an hour, 800 RPMs on that car, as he is ready to bring the field back to the green flag here at Daytona. It is one lap to green. The field will come back for the restart. And we get ready for the second half here at the World Center of Racing virtual style with the JW Racing Esports Truck Series. iRacing Esports from Daytona. The pace car gets ready to drop back onto pit road. We're getting ready to come back to the green flag here. Off of turn number 4, they'll take the green, work lap 100, and here they come. One lap to halfway here at Daytona. The field goes to speed with LaBeouf leading.
Let me correct you there. You were saying the Truck Series. But
Oh, the Cup Series. Yes, the Cup Series.
now the number 91 of Tyler Beeman is now back in second place. He was up there earlier. He's back to the front of this pack here as the 11 of... Who's the 11 here? John Mullins is trying to get to...
Off of turn number 4, back across the start-finish line. We are cross flags in the air. Halfway home. 100 down, 100 to go. And a new leader. Look at John Mullins powering to the front. He'll take the lead as they go to turn number 1. He's going to take Nicholas Sacco back with him, getting the black number 3. Back straightaway at speed. John Mullins now the new leader. LaBeouf will fall back in line in second as he'll exit off of turn 3. Coming to 4. Nicholas Sacco. Where did he come from? He was back in all the way in the back, and now he's roared back to the top 5. But he just fell out of the draft and lost all that position he had. He was in third just a moment ago. Now he'll score back to 7th as we are back to green, and a new leader. John Mullins out in front, Brandon, here at Daytona for the second half of the race underway.
Yes, John Mullins has a strong car. He rode in the back for a while, but he is now at the point here, looking like Dale Jr. leading this thing, trying to get the field all single file here so he can just pull them around on the low line. Maybe they'll go to the high line at some point. But we are now working lap 103 out of 200 here from the virtual Daytona International Speedway. As looks like Eric Zimmerman has now moved back into the third position here, battling the number 91 up on that high side. Looking like he has a strong car, trying to show the 9 that he's there, but the 9 not taking it, as the 94 of Eric Zimmerman just makes a wonderful save for the second time today.
Yeah, that's twice that he's dirt tracked and exited off of turn 4. I think a lot more animated and dramatic the first go around of things, but they're zigging and zagging and fighting their way around this corner here. So 97 laps to go in the 500 virtual style for the JW Racing Esports Cup Series here at Daytona. Mullins, LaBeouf, and Zimmerman are now your new top 3.
As looks like Zimmerman trying to hang in there, just work with the number 9 on LaBeouf. Looks like 37 losing a bit from his rear bumper there, but this draft will just keep him there as Zimmerman moved up the track for a minute.
John Mullins, Brady LaBeouf, Eric Zimmerman, 1, 2, and 3. Cody Paletti right there as well as in 4th. They come across the stripe. Again, just a moment ago, and they're getting ready to exit turn 3 and 4 now. And that's how it stands. John Mullins, he has come out of nowhere in his car. Zimmerman going back below the yellow line, did not advance his position on any
What
cars.
a power move by the number 9 car there.
Yes. Up the racetrack went Cody LaBeouf. And now he's trying to hold off all comers in his way as they go back to turn 1.
And looks like he has John Mullins is trying to make something work again on that high side there, but he's not gonna have. Oh, they are almost 3 wide coming into this corner, but the Zimmerman thinks better of it, as Zimmerman's now below the line. Oh, car into the wall. Looks like the 37, as they are now side by side battling for the race lead.
Battle for the lead. Raul Meza bounced it off the wall just a moment ago. He'll save it. Here comes Zimmerman as they battle now. 4 cars for the top spot, and look, what do you know? LaBeouf back to the lead. Paletti in 2nd spot. Mullins, and now the 94 of Zimmerman right there. Here comes Raul Meza right there in 5th. The top 5 off the corner. It's the 29 now back to the lead. It's Cody Paletti showing way as they'll exit off of turn number 4 back to the stripe at 93 to go. Oh, it's getting antsy there. It's getting antsy. They're getting impatient. And they still got a lot of racing left to go. We just passed 250 miles.
Yes, I don't think they should. I think they should just drop back in line.
Definitely getting intense for sure as they work their way back into the corner as this race continues on. Working now, lap number 92 to go. 92 remaining here at Daytona. And we're looking at Paletti now out in front. Paletti, LaBeouf, Mullins, 1, 2, and 3. As they come back across the line to the stripe.
This is anybody. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, Brandon, for the most part, everybody is right now, it got a little intense there for the opening laps on that last restart to halfway, but since then, they've kind of now settled down just a little bit.
Yes, and this is anybody's race at this point. because if they all stay together here like this, it's going to be chaos coming to the final probably 20 laps.
Cody Paletti leading off the corner. Here comes Mullins now. Brady LaBeouf. Ramez on the outside. There you see a 37 car making a move. He's now fighting for the lead. 3-car battle for the top spot. Now making 4 cars. Zimmerman testing below the yellow line again, but does not advance his position as he is there fighting hard now. Door to door, the gloves are off. Down the back straightaway, 2 rows deep, door to door for the lead as they go into turn number 2 to the back stretch.
It's going to be 6 cars soon with this 09 and 94 here getting side by side behind them. Just will be, let's see which lane they go with. Looks like the 09 of Christopher B. Williams just drops down low here and is back in line behind them. But now he goes to the high side, giving that high line equal advantage there. But now he drops back in line.
Cody Paletti holding off those men behind him for second, and Williams and LaBeouf. John Mullins, LaBeouf there for second and third. Sacco in the number 3 car. We mentioned him earlier. He's now fell back to 8. It looks like 1 car is off the racetrack, and that is Joshua White. Joshua White, the driver out of Charleston, West Virginia. Again, also McKinnon is behind the wall for service, but Josh White out of the race here. So
now that 9 car is going back to the lead here, as that high line has a lot of momentum coming built up with.
But I don't know, but you got some serious internet problems. Like, it's also killing YouTube also. Like everything. It's I don't know if you got too many multi.
Yes, I am also numbers going. We are live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, as well as Josh White's Twitter account. As the 11 car to the high side of the track with help from the 37 here.
Upon 86 to go, 85. What's that old song? Same old story, same old song and dance. Brady LaBeouf to the lead. John Mullins in second position. Oh, look out. Zimmerman again going off track, wanting to go off-road. Holds it, stays in line. He's in 5th and 6th. They'll come across the stripe, another lap on the board, and here comes that draft of cars right there with each other again. We talked about that for the 3rd time in this race now. Brandon, we are seeing the entire pack right there nestled with one another off of 2.
Yes, as looks like the great help here up on the high line.
84 roaring across here at the stripe at Daytona. They're racing again. Back to turn number 1. LaBeouf and Mullins, Paletti. Look at him starting to break out 3 wide for the P1 spot. But LaBeouf will not be denied. He'll stay in that top position as they hit the back straightaway. Zimmerman below the line again. He's looking to go and advance his spot on Paletti. Paletti throws the block. LaBeouf is with him. LaBeouf will carry Paletti to the lead in 1 and 2. And now Zimmerman up in front of the 11 of Mullins off 3. Wow. Talk about some furious racing here. In my opinion, just too soon. But they're getting it done, Brandon.
Yes. As we have a second smaller group forming behind these guys, with the 09, the 3 and who's behind that? And then 91, I believe. They were just hanging back a bit, watching this action unfold in front of them.
"83 laps to go here at Daytona. LaBeouf, Paletti, Mullins. Oh, they're all there. They're all there, titled in the lid on a pickle jar. The man from last can go to first. The man in first can go to last. It's drafting here at Daytona, virtual with the JW Racing Esports Cup Series. League Racing TV, the CRN Sports Network. Brandon Carroll, Wesley Outland on the call. Production by Brandon for League Racing TV. And Trace Knight on the CRN Sports Network audio coverage. And there's McKinnon, several laps down. At one point, he was a driver to watch in this dogfight, but now he is out in that number 13 Bang Energy Drink Chevrolet.
Yes, he's 34 laps down, according to what timing scoring says over here.
You know, we only have 12 cars that started this race, Brandon, but for the most part, this race has been fairly entertaining.
Agreed. There's been, there hasn't been, like, overly too many cautions, so it hasn't been, too saturated with that.
Right. And the racing has been intense as everybody has a shot, in my opinion. At least everyone that's in that pack right there. Anyone has got a chance to take down LaBeouf. It's all a matter of when do you strike, when do you make your move. As Cody Paletti was the man leading, now Brady LaBeouf leads this lap around. Mullins the second. Raul Meza has moved up to third. And like we mentioned about Paletti, Paletti has now fell back into fifth. He was in the lead last lap, now he's back to fifth, and Zimmerman battles with him down the back straightaway.
Now, I don't know how much fuel these guys have, but they must have to pit at least one more time, maybe two.
And I will tell you something else we have not seen in this race so far today. A cycle of green flag pit stops. That has not taken place. Luckily, every time a caution comes out when the drivers decide to come to pit road and take on new tires and fuel, we have not seen a circular run of a green flag pit stop cycle. And we see LaBeouf now holding off Mullins at bay.
From here, it looks like they are a little bit more calm now. Just running nose to tail here.
We're just after 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We started this race just around 5:15, 2 hours into this thing so far. And LaBeouf, Mullins, Paletti, your top three. Sitting in fourth is going to be Raul Meza, Zimmerman, Williams, Sacco, the top 7. Beeman, Clary, Rogluski, the top 10. Now McKinnon will go to 10th. Rogluski and White, that's the rundown of the 12 drivers. Yes, only 12 that took the green flag here at Daytona in the debut of the Josh White Racing Esports Cup Series from virtual Daytona International Speedway. An entertaining one to say the least. The first 122 laps at the World Center of Racing.
Oh, God.
Even the
Take
dog
over for a
agrees
minute.
that this is a good show. As they come to the line, LaBeouf, Mullins, Paletti change up for those positions as here comes Eric Zimmerman to the number 3 position in car number 94. He'll move to that spot. Hello, there we go.
Sorry about that.
70. Yeah, I hear the dog just going crazy, man. Hey, we're all cooped up at home. We've been social distancing and staying at home for months.
I think my neighbor might be outside with their dog, so...
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we'll work on this and try to drown out the dog noise as they make their way off the corner. With Brady LaBeouf still leading, Mullins in second, Zimmerman third. As they'll come across the line here, another lap. We're 75 laps to go, 125 remaining here at Daytona. Yeah.
Looks like the 11 trying to work his way back to the front. He had control for a little bit before this 9 car took the lead, but he's trying to get around with, and they have a big train of cars behind them. They're just gonna sit back there for now and just wait this out, trying to make it the entire way. I don't know, maybe some of them are gonna try saving some fuel here, maybe the back runners here. But the 9 of Brady LaBeouf is not saving any fuel out front here as he's wide open.
Coming up on 300 miles here at Daytona. Still a long way to go. Yes, sir. Just past halfway, 25 laps to go, 126 laps complete here at the World Center of Racing. 74 to go. Now it's a sprint. LaBeouf and Mullins, Zimmerman, Paletti, Meza, the top 5. A long green flag run. I would say, not trying to jinx anything here, Brandon, Carroll, but this is the longest green flag run of the race we have had so far.
I believe you are right, as we have one car coming to pit road here, the 09.
This is the starting of green flag pit stops, I believe, as here comes the 09, Brandon B. Williams onto pit road in the 09 car. Coming for service, Christopher B. Williams. I'm sorry, I think I said Brandon. I had Brandon on the brain, my colleague. Christopher B. Williams coming in. And could this be the resurgence of the beginning of green flag pit stops happening here at Daytona?
Looks like the 3 cars starting to lay off. Maybe maybe he thinks there's about to be a wreck here, or maybe he's gonna dive it down onto pit road in the coming laps here. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
I'm thinking within the next 5 laps or so, they're going to have to come to pit road. We just saw also Michael McKinnon in the Bang Energy drink number 13 come off the pit road exit. Of course, he's several laps down. He was in the hunt for this thing earlier.
As we are coming to now 71 laps to go from Daytona International Speedway.
The question is, who drops onto pit road? Who is going to commit? Nobody commits right now. They'll all stay straight and narrow in the path at full speed with LaBeouf leading the charge. The block of horsepower horses roar their way back into turn number 1 in those steel chariots virtual style with LaBeouf and Mullins and Zimmerman right there in 1, 2, and 3. There's a blimp view above Daytona of what's going on, what you're seeing. And still 71 coming up on 70 laps to go. Everybody is still trying to run down Brady LaBeouf, the driver out of Yuma, Louisiana. What a tough, strong ride for that driver, Brady LaBeouf. He has come oh so close to winning on the Truck Series, sanctioned by JW Esports. But could tonight be the night for him to win with the Cup cars here at Daytona and get that first sanctioned win on the series? Virtual style, back into turn number 1. And Brady LaBeouf brings them back to 1 again.
Looks like the 94 of Eric Zimmerman here is, after some troubles early in the race, he's passing cars, making some incredible saves a couple times during this race. He's in position. He's probably in the catbird seat right now, if anything happens in front of him.
70 laps to go. Working now over 300 miles. Green flag pit stops. I got a feeler coming as we're working our longest green flag cycle of the race here at Daytona Virtual so far in the JW Racing Esports Cup Series on League Racing TV and on the CRN Sports Audiocast Network. LaBeouf and William Zimmerman right there, 1, 2, and 3. They'll stay single file. No one breaks out of line as they hit the back straightaway. Woo! Zimmerman, little contact with Paletti. Paletti went shooting up the gap on the outside. And they play nice now as it's a 3-car battle to the inside. Paletti will close in under Zimmerman's car. And he'll fall back to...
And pit stops taking place. They all come down.
I knew it. They come roaring down pit road. Got to make sure they're not...
Oh, car into the wall. Car into the wall. Who was that? And Eric Zimmerman's around also.
Zimmerman has crashed on the pit road entrance. Looks like Raul Meza was around 2 and 37, but nonetheless, they are coming to pit road.
I believe the 29 also went around.
This is the green flag pit stops, and Paletti overshot his pit stall in 29. Pit stops, pit stops, pit stops under green flag. First time in sequence. As you see now, Sacco come roaring out of the pits. LaBeouf as well, and many others. Looks like Cody LaBeouf entered first.
And he
Randy
exited
LaBeouf, and he'll come out first there. Yeah. Now remember, they have to stay to the bottom of the apron until they hit that blue cone on the back straightaway, and then they can go back to the racing groove.
That 3-car has some drafting help there, but from the 11, but looks like the 11 just hung him up to dry right there. And now the 11 car back up to second place here. As there's...
And it looks like they come off the racetrack during this cycle of pit stops, Brandon. If everything is correct on time and in scoring, Brady LaBeouf, John Mullins, and Nicholas Sacco are officially 1, 2, and 3 after a cycle of green flag pit stops.
Yes, and everybody else who came down with them, those mistakes that they had entering pit road really cost them, because now I believe the only the top 5 are on the lead lap now.
Wow. And there's almost a 10-second gap for 4th place. At least that's what it looked like.
Yes.
Everybody else in the top 3 right there with each other. And then it's 20 seconds back to Tyler Beeman in 4th. Cody Paletti, he was in that dog fight. Now he's 20 seconds back in 5th to the top 3 cars that are right there leading the pack. 65 to go here at Daytona. We'll take a quick break and thank our sponsors, and we get ready to come back for the stretch of coming on 400 miles at the world's center of racing. This is the JW Racing Esports Cup Series on League Racing TV and the CRN Sports Network.
Is a unique product. I mounted it in my truck. We've been through some rough terrain. There's a lot of tough roads that we go through here to get to some of the spots that we want to walk into. I can definitely say that the Rifle Caddy stands up to its name.
"65 laps to go here at Daytona." They come roaring across the stripe.
Top 3.
Welcome.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No change in the top 3.
Yes, no change in the top 3. And first you have Brady LaBeouf, the 11 of John Mullins in second, and the 3 of Nicholas Santo in third place.
And how about Sacco? Caught up in an accident earlier, fell back by the wayside, and I think he finally just said, you know what, guys, I'm going to play smart. I'm going to stay the hell out of the way. I'm going to let you guys duke it out, fight it out, tussle it out, wreck it out, whatever it's going to be. And when it's time to go, under 60, 50 to go, I'm going to come back to the front. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. Kyle Nicholas Sacco, again, in that number 3, Bass Pro Shops, Tracker Road Century, shades of the colors that Austin Dillon was driving when he won the Daytona 500 a couple of years ago. He's right there in the number 3 position, moving by Christopher B. Williams in the 09. He'll now fall a lap down. That is the 5th place car. Did you hear me, Brandon? That's the 5th place car that just went a lap down on the racetrack.
The 91 of Tyler Beeman is now the last car in the lead lap, and he's 14 seconds back.
And here's something that are on the racetrack right now after a cycle of green flag pit stops. These are your leaders. And of course, if you count Tyler Beeman, all by his lonesome in the 91 car in 4th. Those are the only cars that are on the lead lap here as we approach now 61 to go at the line at Daytona.
I think this last 60 laps, when they get there, are going to be crazy. When these two behind them are probably going to work together here and make a move. You have to because of the draft here.
Line, LaBeouf, Mullen, Sacco, 1, 2, and 3. Tyler Beeman is in 4th. We're not showing his car. He's in the 91. But he's way probably on the other side of the universe compared to these drivers on this green flag cycle.
Let's actually see where he is currently.
Yeah, there he is. He's trying to hold off all comers, including Raul Meza. And there's your top 3.
Oh my.
Alright, so this race continues on here, working now lap 146. I'm sorry, 161. Or 141, I'm sorry, yes, 141. 59 laps to go here at Daytona. Coming up on 400 miles completed here now. Once they hit 40 to go, they'll be in those last 100 miles.
Yes, and he hasn't made too many mistakes throughout this race. Will that end up with him getting the win, or will it end up with him losing this race? Because this 11 and this 3 are going to have to do something to get around him. But he's probably going to block their run, which is either going to result in him getting a win or him wrecking.
58 laps to go. Now make it 57 when they exit off of 3 and 4. Brady LaBeouf, John Mullins, Nicholas Sacco, and Tyler Beeman. Those 4 cars on the lead lap. Beeman nowhere inside. He's in an interval of 20 seconds behind the leader as they come across the stripe. And this is the longest green flag run we have had so far here in the Savannah Daytona.
If you don't need, and luckily no cars from this race have ended up in that league yet.
Well, now you jinxed it. But yes, there is Lake Lloyd on the back straightaway. For the longest time, it was called the Daytona Super Stretch. I remember when when NASCAR, the NASCAR home tracks of the K&N series and the mod, and it was on like Monday and Tuesday night before the Daytona 500 weekend, and what shows they put on, what races they put on. So a lot of history. But I was there. A matter of fact, it was 2013, 2014. I was down in Daytona working for ARCA testing broadcasts, and I was there for that. I saw the resurgence and the growing of what was Daytona Rising. I went to the Daytona 500 2 years ago, worked the ARCA race and the Bud Shootout, and then I got to work the truck race on that Friday night. And so I love going down to Daytona, and I use the words from my colleague and friend Kenny Wallace, the race car driver now. It is literally a haunting feeling every time you come to Daytona. The hairs stand on the back of your neck because you know you are amongst tradition, history, just craziness. Some great stories, exciting stories, happy stories, some sad stories at that famed ground in Daytona Beach, Florida. And I think it's awesome that the virtual people here at iRacing were able to create a track similar. And I'm talking about, it looks so unique to the graphics, to the layouts, to the scenery changes. I think sometimes I've seen airplanes come in and land at Daytona International Airport behind the back straightaway here on this game, or on this iRacing esports deal, just like the real deal at Daytona in reality. 54 laps to go. No change in the top three. LaBeouf, Mullins, Psycho, Sacco again, and as well as Beeman, your top four. But again, now he is 25 seconds behind the top three. My question, Brandon Carroll, do you think the pack, they're faster, they're running together, quicker than one, can they run down Tyler Beeman, who's all by his lonesome in fourth?
I don't think so, because I believe he has another car with him. Unless that car dropped off.
Let's check where Beeman's at in the 91 car.
Yes, he has.
And he's playing draft with Raul Meza. They're right now fourth and fifth. So right there, and there's or Christopher B. Williams right there behind him. So there is at least some type of a draft going on. Raul Meza got sideways, it looked like just a moment ago. We changed our camera, but we'll still stay green. I thought they were going to lose it there for a minute in that pack with Raul Meza and Beeman.
I don't know if they have any more pit stops that they have to do or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We're coming up on 400 miles. The last 100 miles here at Daytona. Settling in here on this virtual broadcast of the JW Racing Esports Cup Series. League Racing TV and the CRN Sports Network. Wesley Outland, Brandon Carroll. Production by Brandon Carroll, also for League Racing TV. And we've had a couple of glitches, a little problems once in a while. Dogs barking, power surges, net code, but we've had fun. You keep on pressing on. And of course, on the CRN broadcast coverage, thank you to Trey Snide running the boards in Henderson, North Carolina. As soon as something doesn't go right or sound right, he'll quickly hit the commercials and cover us. So we definitely do appreciate that. 50 laps to go coming up. It's 150 laps complete. And again, this is about a 70-lap green flag stretch. Well, let's see here. It's been about a 53-lap green flag run. They came to green right before halfway, so it's been about a 51, 52-lap green flag run, our longest of the race so far, and it continues as they come to the line with 50 laps to go at the stripe, Brandon Carroll.
Yes, and they're actually starting to catch the back group there with Tyler Beeman.
I was wondering if they were going to be able to catch him.
Yes, these more cars here have. One car has just exited the race here.
Pilati is out.
No, he must have major damage because he's it says he's getting pit service.
That's Cody Pilati.
Yes.
in the number 29 car, yes.
But this lead pack here is closing in ever so short, slightly on that backpack with same straightaway.
LaBeouf, Mullins, Nicholas Sacco in third. And they're closing in on the man in fourth of Tyler Beeman. You're right on board now. Oh yeah, MPI, Max Pappas, my buddy. Always a cool guy. Max Pappas on his steering wheel virtual style of the leader, Brady LaBeouf.
Also, I believe Max Pappas is William Byron's
See Max Pappas at Indianapolis at PRI. He's always trying to conjure me into getting some health bars and nutrition and protein. But I don't want that nasty stuff. Come on, man. Like, it's like, I know it tastes like chalk sometimes, but you know, it's going to make you healthy.
You want the cookies.
I'll just go to the gym.
No, you want the cookies.
I don't know if I've ever had the cookies. He's always trying to give me those nasty-ass protein bars. 47 laps to go. LaBeouf, Mullen, Sacco, 1, 2, and 3 on our longest green flag cycle here at Daytona, virtually. And again, they are closing in on Tyler Beeman, ready to put him a lap down. And then guess who it is? It's down to those three. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Mono y mono y mono. Those three cars, the three stooges of Daytona today, fighting it out. But right now, the final four have to be decided because it's still Beeman. But I'm watching this interval as they cross the line with 45 to go, coming upon 400. I'll tell you this, Brandon. The last two laps from 28 seconds to 32 seconds. I don't know if you caught that or not. I was talking. I just you muted your. Listen, we know you're at home. If the dogs bark, the dogs bark. Just carry on with the broadcast.
Yes.
Don't mute the mics because when you do, it gives us dead air. So we'll deal with it with the dog barking. Laps that Tyler Beeman is losing ground to the top three, where a few moments ago he was like 28 seconds, and now he's 32 seconds with 45 to go.
Yes, they're on the same straightaway now, and looks like now they have even numbers in both the front and this back pack here. But these three cars right here are not really organized. They're jostling back and forth and trying to pass each other, and that is why the leaders are running them down.
45. Now make it 44 to go. Brady LaBeouf from Louisiana. That's been the man that everybody has got the bullseye on. He has not won so far in the JW Racing Esports Series, either trucks, and now he is leading the way in the Cup cars. Mullins in second. He's in that number 11 car. Pretty looking car, actually. I like the wrap job on that number 11. And then Nicholas Sacco. He rallied. He came back through the field. And he went on to now, on a cycle of green flag pit stops, pit at the right time. And he's in third now, Brandon.
That is correct. He's had a strong run pretty much all day. He's hung in there, minimal mistakes, but with the way this race is playing out, I think he could, if he makes the right moves late in this race, I think he's gonna be able to get up to the race lead.
Bottom of the racetrack, that was the driver of Christopher B. Williams. He's at the bottom of the apron. He just got passed again to go a lap down. And by the way, their next two cars that are going to pick off is going to be Raul Meza and Tyler Beeman, who are in fifth and fourth. They're running them down. It's down to these 3 cars. Coming up on 400 miles complete, the final 100 miles here in the inaugural running of the virtual Daytona 500 with the JW Racing Esports Cup Series. When we come back on Racing League TV and the CRN Sports Network, and as we hear the dog barking in the background, let's thank our folks from Project.
Back here from commercial break.
Coming up on 40 laps to go. You do the math, that is actually 400 miles completed here at Daytona.
How many laps has it been since their last pit stop?
Oh my goodness, I think they pitted it probably about 20 laps ago, something like that.
We need a Larry McReynolds in this booth that knows
Yes.
pit strategy.
Yes. I'm thinking that the cycle of green flag pit stops is between, I would say 30 to 35 laps, because if you remember when we took the green just a lap shy to halfway, okay, by lap 140, they were pitting.
So what you're saying is they're probably going to have one more pit stop if this goes green.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because
That's honestly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that there is going to be another cycle of green flag pit stops,
The
probably
09
with under
has just
20
pitted.
laps to go. As you see other cars already pitting, Christopher B. Williams just came to pit road. McKinnon with several laps down back in the pits again.
this group is just in
And I
front.
will tell you this, Beeman is about to get lapped for 4th. Tyler Beeman is literally almost 41 seconds back. Since we came back from TV timeout and radio timeout, 42 seconds the interval for Tyler Beeman from the top 3 cars.
And there they are, right there.
And that's it. There they are, as Christopher, Brandon Carroll reiterated on as they come to the stripe. That is for 4th position. 38 laps to go here at the World Center of Racing virtually in the JW Racing Esports Cup Series. LaBeouf, Mullen, Sacco, Tyler Beeman. He's in 4th. He's the last car on the lead lap. He's at the tail end of the lead pack, running him down like a pack of hungry dogs down the back straightaway.
Do you
As
think
LaBeouf, Mullins, and Sacco are closing in down the super stretch, and there they go.
I gotta ask, do you think this 4th place car will give them a hard time getting around? They're creating a
I think
roadblock
he'll
up
give
here.
way. I think he'll give way, honestly. I just don't think Beeman's got the car to beat. And neither is Meza. So Raul Meza and Beeman, they are 4th, 5th, and 4th. And they will just give up that position as they cross the start-finish line. Now, 3 cars on the lead lap, coming to 37 to go here at Daytona. LaBeouf, Mullins, Sacco, 1, 2, and 3. Everyone else a lap down as they go to the back straightaway.
As I'm checking the YouTube chat here, and we have somebody named Lightning McQueen watching the stream.
I understand we are broadcasting on a plethora of services, including not only on League Racing TV YouTube, but also on Twitch and the, I think it's the JW Racing Esports Twitter page, and on CRN Sports Network, Facebook, a whole bunch of different avenues getting this race. We hope you're enjoying it. Brandon Carroll, Wesley Outlet. Again, the creator of the JW Racing Esports Cup Series is Josh White. They have the Truck Series on Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern on Max Speed TV and the CRN Sports Network. And they have just created with this race tonight the launch of the new JW Esports Cup Series.
As we are coming to now 35 laps to go,
Yes.
As you've been noticing throughout this broadcast, the weather here at Daytona has been changing.
Started right in the day, and now we're starting to get into nightfall, it looks like. This race might finish somewhat in dusk.
Yes, are any of these guys' cars going to handle different once it becomes darker?
Yeah, that's the question. Kind of reminds you of that transition of the Cup race of the 600, where basically, you start in the afternoon, you move into the nightfall, you move into dusk, and then you move into night. It's pitch black, and we're looking to see. I don't think it'll be officially dark when the checkered flag falls, but it will be close as they were getting late in the afternoon. Virtual talk here, virtually. Well, it's late in the afternoon here. It's already 7:45 Eastern time, 7:47 to be exact. But yes, if you're watching the broadcast, you are seeing the shadows show over the racetrack. You're starting to see, dust starting to settle in, nightfall. So yeah.
What iRacing has built here has been incredible. They actually scan all the tracks, and most recently North Wilkesboro, and I believe what track did I see that they were scanning?
They started scanning Hickory Motor Speedway also. And here they come to pit road. I told you.
Oh,
it was going to be around 30 laps. It was going to be around 30, 40 laps to go, and they come to pit road, and on 30, 40 to go, here they come. LaBeouf, Mullins, Sacco, and a host of other cars, a lap down or more, are pitting, Brandon, and they're in front of you for pit stops, and this can be what we call the money stop of the race.
I believe you have to take 4 tires and fuel here, but will anybody just take 2 tires? As the 9 car is away, the 11 is also away. Is the 3 car? Yeah.
Wow.
They come out the way they were running.
Right there in unison with one another. 1, 2, and 3. The way they raced on the track, they have, with the exception of Sacco, who had moved to second, he fell back to third. But Mullins is now second. LaBeouf, Mullins, Sacco. They got to wait till they get to that blue line. And then you see the blend line where they enter back on the back straightaway at full speed.
The 11's looking.
And you got Mullins looking for the lead quickly as they exit off of pit road. This is for the lead. This is for the lead. Into turn number 3. Mullins on the outside, LaBeouf for the bottom. And waiting there also like a coiled cobra ready to strike is Sacco.
Sacco doesn't know what he wants to do. He's just staying in the middle there.
31 laps to go here at Daytona. Or 32 to go, correction. Brady LaBeouf, John Mullins, Nicholas Sacco on a cycle of green flag pit stops have now rallied their way back around here. These are the only cars on the lead lap. Everyone else a lap down or more or out.
The 11 car is almost clear of him by himself. He's gonna have to drop back in line here shortly, or... Oh, they almost touch right there.
Wow.
These guys are really side drafting the heck out of each other. As we are now at 31 laps to go.
30 laps to go, this time by when they come to the stripe next time around. You have Brady LaBeouf, the driver from Louisiana, fighting off Mullins for that top spot in the 11 car. The man out of Bushkill, Pennsylvania, Nicholas Sacco, in the 3, got caught up in an accident earlier, fought back, clawed, scratched, and now has got himself as one of the 3 cars that remain on the lead lap here at Daytona. 30 laps to go at the World Center of Racing. And now Mullins looking for the lead on LaBeouf. If he can, he'll make it work to the outside. He's got some help. Sacco thought about running with him on the top side. Then he comes back and goes to the aid of the driver, LaBeouf, on the bottom. And now he wants to look for the lead.
3 wide for the race lead coming down the backstretch. As the 3 car will make that work.
Powers his way to the inside. No draft needed. No help needed. And powers to the lead. But here comes the outside lane with 2 cars faster on 1.
These 3...
LaBeouf and Mullins have hooked up. Mullins to the lead. LaBeouf to second. Sacco will fall back to third, but he's not going to give up. He'll rally and dip back in there. The 3 cars play single file back to 1, Brandon.
You know what? These 3 better be careful they don't accidentally take each other out.
Yeah, that would be catastrophic.
That
would definitely be disappointing fighting for the finish. They're 1, 2, and 3. Everyone else a lap down, and if they crashed out, that would be a whole new ball game for sure.
That was some incredible battling there, as there's now a lap car right here. I thought one of them was going to use that as a pick.
Yeah, more lap cars in the pick. That's Pilati in the 29 car. Pilati's car, they just passed by him. In that 29, Cody Pilati. Pilati led most of the race earlier.
That is true. And
I have to say, Brandon, even though we had 12 cars start this, and, I know obviously, quality versus quantity sometimes comes to talk discussion here, whether it's reality racing or virtual racing, you want to have big numbers. But for these 12 drivers that we had take the green flag, it has been a very entertaining race. It does not have to be a 40-car pack. We've had 12 of the best, and now we're down to the best 3 on the lead lap fighting it out. It's been a good show here at Daytona.
That it has been. With now 27 laps to go, it's any of these top 3 can win this race. As, you know what that number 9 car is? I've been looking at the scheme, and I just realized whose scheme it is. It's Alex Bowman's car.
Yep. Got the paint scheme of Alex Bowman. Just a different number. John Mullins is now leading in the number 11 car. John Mullins out in front, Brady LaBeouf, Nicholas Sacco. And to be honest with you, that's the battle for the finish, for the race. Everyone else a lap down or more or out as they go to the back straightaway.
Yes, that is correct. As we only have 4 guys on the lead lap. Only 1 guy, actually 1 lap down. So if the caution were to come out, Tyler would be the only one getting his lap back.
That's right. If the caution was to come out, the free pass would go to Tyler Beeman. That's an if, because by the way, we're looking already at almost a 77-lap green flag run since we went almost to halfway. 25 to go. We'll thank our sponsors one more time about rifles and Project K9s and more. And then we take you to the checkered flag and the finish here on League Racing TV and the CRN Sports Network coverage from Daytona, virtually with the JW Racing Esports Cup Series.
The Rifle Caddy is a unique product. I mounted it in my truck. We've been through some rough terrain. There's a lot of tough roads that we go through here to get to some of the spots that we want to walk into. I can definitely say that the Rifle Caddy stands up to its name.
Ready to bring this to the finish. 23 laps to go from Daytona. John Mullins leads, Brady LaBeouf in second spot, followed by Nicholas Sacco 3. And those are all the cars that are on the lead lap. These are the cars that will fight it out here at Daytona for the inaugural running of the JW Racing Esports Cup Series race. Here tonight from the World Center of Racing Virtual Daytona International Speedway. With Brandon Carroll, I'm Wesley Outland. League Racing TV and the CRN Sports Network. Brandon Carroll also manning the broadcast operations for League Racing TV. Trey Snide handling production for the CRN Sports Network in Henderson, North Carolina. Across the line now, 22 to go. Now the question is, who is going to win this battle? Because John Mullins is hungry. More lap cars are in front of him as Meza now goes a lap down again. Raul Meza in the 37 car on the outside. You see him give way and let the leaders race. And I like that, Brandon. Let the leaders race. If there's a race and you're not in it, stay the hell out of the way. Let the guys that are on the top three fast cars on the lead lap fight it out for the win. I respect Raul Meza doing that in 37.
I agree with that. It shows you're being respectful of the leaders as well. Later in the season, if there's another plate track on the schedule, they're probably gonna remember that, and your hope is that they'll pay it back to you.
Yes. Give way. 20 laps to go. Next time by here at Daytona.
Yes, 22nd and the 3 of Nicholas Sacco in third. No change at the front of the field for the last probably now 5 laps. But it is getting to be a good race coming to the end of this thing with going to be 19 to go this time by. Still a lot of racing left. But we'll have to see what happens here. Once they get between.
It might be a lot of racing left, but one thing for sure, it is down to these 3 cars, these 3 leaders of Mullins, LaBeouf, and Sacco. And my question is this: would you have thought that it would come down to that on the racetrack?
No.
Especially with only 12 cars. I'd have never thought with a 12-car starting field that only 3 cars would be on the lead lap.
Yeah, but that's the way it works sometimes in iRacing. And also, you gotta have luck on these super speedways. And these 3 guys have been pretty lucky today. They haven't been caught up in anything major. But I know from experience that when I do iRacing, that it does take a lot of luck, because I was doing an IndyCar race. The leaders all wrecked in front of me, and I made a pass and won on the final lap.
Cross the line here. Coming up, and it'll be under 20 laps to go. 18 to go now. Mullins, LaBeouf, Sacco. That's the way it stands. This race coming to the finish here at the World Center of Racing. And what a performance it's been for the drivers of this series. You got Raul Meza. He's a lap car, but he's trying to play nice. The question is this: will we see the caution flag come out with under 17 to go? That would be a heartbreaker.
I am gonna say no, just because of the how spread out most of the field is.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But this pack here is actually starting to grow.
Those are your top 3 cars and a lap car, with Raul Meza also a lap down. Tyler Beeman a lap down. 3 cars remaining on the lead lap.
Oh. Sorry about that. I was, looking at the, timing and scoring here. And, they are actually catching the 91 again. To put in 2 laps down.
Looking to run down the 91 of Tyler Beeman yet one more time and put him now 2 laps down. Maybe more. Because they all pitted. They all lost ground on each other for that. And now this will actually put Raul Meza to the 4th position officially. Even though he is behind the top 3, Tyler Beeman is in front of him. They clear Beeman. Meza is the lesser car on the lead lap than Beeman is, and he will officially move to 4th as he's behind the leaders as they exit off of turn 2. 15 to go here at Daytona.
Yes. Only 15 laps to go here at Daytona, and I think, personally, the 11 might have this in the bag, with that, after that, power move he made on the outside of, Brady LaBeouf, who's been up front.
LaBeouf is hungry. He's strong. And so is Sacco. And they're right there, right behind the leader. And if one wrong slip is made by Mellons, by Mull, they will capitalize on it quickly.
Right.
It's been a good one here at Daytona. John Mullins is the man that leads the way. Brady LaBeouf in second. Nicholas Sacco leaders in the blue, Carolina blue, red number 37. Zigging, zagging around the racetrack. He's in 5th. They are about to run down the 4th place car, the 91 of Tyler Beeman, in just a couple of short moments and put him a lap down again. We have gone through a green flag run for almost 90 laps. Coming up on 10 to go, it'll be almost a 92 lap green flag run because a lap before halfway, that's the last time we saw a caution flag. Or the last restart, for that matter. But I think it was a caution on lap 96.
As we are now coming to 12 laps to go in this race. This has been an incredible race. I'm proud of where this small channel has come to. And I hope to be doing this again next week.
Back to turn number 1 and 2.
Down the backstretch they come. As the 11 of John Mullins stays leading this field at the point. He's probably going to be hanging on for dear life at the end with when these two try to make the move behind him. But they also have that lap car behind them, so who will that benefit?
On 10 laps to go, next time by. Mullins, LaBeouf, and Sacco. No change. As nightfall is settling in, they are in the mid-afternoon daylight. You see the shadows overlooking Daytona. This reminds me of the real Daytona 500 when they actually started at like, what, 12 noon? 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and by 4:30, 5 o'clock. And remember, we're talking February, not May, into May, June here. By, 5:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it's almost nightfall in February when they race at Daytona. Now, of course, they race it till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they finish under the lights and all that hobla. But 10 laps to go now from Daytona. And John Mullins is leading the pack.
As now,
his race to lose. And now it's a 5-car draft off of turn number 2.
Yes, and the runs are going to get bigger as they add more cars to this draft.
You realize that's Beeman. That's Beeman in 91. Tyler Beeman has closed in on Meza for that spot. On Raw Meza, Tyler Beeman in the 91 car. Trying to pass the 37.
Tyler Beeman's in front of him still, technically, because Meza is 3 laps down. Beeman's only 2.
Beeman 2 laps down. Raw Meza is 3 laps down. They are 5th and 4th behind 1, 2, and 3. Can't make this stuff up. 9 to go here at Daytona virtually.
No change for the race lead for probably about the last 20 laps or so now. As John Mullins rounds through turns 3 and 4, heading to the start-finish line, coming to 8 laps to go at Daytona International Speedway.
8 remaining. Mullins, LaBeouf, and Sacco, 1, 2, and 3. Across the line in 4th and 5th, Tyler Beeman 2 laps down. Raul Meza 3 laps down, but they are right now 5th and 4th in the rundown order on track.
I'm gonna be honest here, they're coming up on another lap car.
Lost your mic, bud.
Oh, they are coming up on another lap car here. And, oh, here they go. That lap car stays high.
That was Paletti going a lap down, the 29. Cody
he will
Paletti,
still
who
lose
led
the
this
draft.
race earlier.
He'll still lose the draft after letting them by. So dropping down did not help him at all.
Yeah, that just shows you how powerful this pack is. How strong they are. 7 laps to go here in the 500 virtual JW Racing Esports Cup Series Invitational Opener. 7 remaining. John Mullins, Brady LaBeouf, Nicholas Sacco, 1, 2, and 3. They'll stay single file, bottom of the racetrack. No change in those positions as they roar back into turn number 3. And the laps continue to wind down here at the World Center of Racing tonight.
Coming to 6 laps to go at the line. It's now 6 laps to go. No change at the front of the field. When will Brady or Sato make the move here? Will it be on the final lap, or will it be before that?
We saw a total of 5 caution flags in the first half of this race. 5 cautions. We went back for a restart on lap 99. And since lap 99, we have seen 3 sequences of green flag pit stops. Everybody a lap down or more, except for Mullins, LaBeouf, and Sacco. And as it comes down to 5 remaining, the open hand from your flagman on the flag stand virtually here at Daytona. 5 laps to go. They are racing again in turn 1 with Mullins leading the pack, looking to make history as the inaugural JW Racing Cup Series leader. He's back into turn 1.
I think the 9 cars manipulating the draft here behind him. He's gonna be he's trying to play with the runs he gets, trying to get a big shot from this 3 car to get around the 11. Coming to 4 laps to go this time by.
Can you say mind games, manipulation, trying to make something work as they make their way across the stripe? This time by at the line, it'll be 4 laps to go. 4 laps here at the start-finish line for Mullins, LaBeouf, and Sacco here in the virtual Daytona 500 on League Racing TV and the CRN Sports Network. Final 10 miles or so as they hit the back straightaway.
And still no moves yet. What are they playing behind him?
Sounds like the real deal, looks like the real deal. Everybody playing possum for the time being. Who will break out of line and make a run? No one yet. Meza and Beeman will, but they're lap cars behind the top 3. 3 to go at the line here at Daytona.
This is getting good. You can't make this up.
watching this battle. It's Mullins. He's still out in front. LaBeouf has now lost some of that ground on the leader. LaBeouf now under attack by Nicolas Sacco, possibly for third. The lap cars of Beeman and Meza in the back, just having a race amongst themselves, and it looks like now they've actually started to lose ground on the top 3 cars. Sacco going high. Thought about it. Ducks back down to the bottom. They'll come to the line. 2 to go here at Daytona. Pick your poison, throw your cards on the table, and place your bets. Who's going to be the inaugural winner? Less than 5 miles remaining at Daytona, virtually with Mullins, LaBeouf, and Sacco back to 1.
This 11 car is going to have to watch his mirror and watch where his competitors are going to go. As we are now on the backstretch with 2 laps to go. Looks like the 9 car goes high, 3 cars going with them, and that could be it right there. But the 11 car is hanging there.
LaBeouf goes to the lead. Sacco trying to close in and making a 3-car sandwich. He thought better of it. Mullins back to the inside. They'll come to the line this time by. Lap number 200 will go up on the scoring pylon. 1 more lap to go here at the World Center of Racing.
Oh,
flag.
contact!
There's contact. That's Meza spinning into the wall.
Will that bring out the caution?
On the bottom of the apron, but we're still on green. No caution, as we still have a battle going on. It's Mullins back to the lead for the final time. Back straight away. Mullins, LaBeouf fighting for position. Sacco gives a run to Mullins to help him go up the racetrack to get around LaBeouf.
Oh!
They make contact. LaBeouf goes in the
Big
wall.
wreck, upside down.
Crash, flipping upside down, end over end.
Side by side.
This is the race for the finish. The one that everybody's talking about in the JW Racing E-Cup Series. At the line, side by side, it's Mullins at the stripe. He will win the virtual Daytona 500. 21 thousandths of a second over Nicolas Sacco. Brady LaBeouf goes crashing, careening into the virtual wall in turn number 4, flipping upside down violently. Whew! Hold your breath, Brandon. What a finish.
Agreed. That was some incredible racing there at the end. I'm actually gonna see this 9 car here.
Look at
Wow.
LaBeouf, the replay. LaBeouf flipping virtually upside down, end over end into the fence. Comes back down on all fours, resting down to the infield. And the first caution, non-yellow flag, happened when Meza's 37 car had contact and went spinning below the apron into turn number 1 on the white flag. But here's the race to the finish. Look at this. Sacco leaning on him on the right side and just beat him out by 17 one-thousandths of a second to win here. The inaugural winner of the JW Racing Esports Cup Series goes to John Mullins in car number 11. Nicolas Sacco second. Brady LaBeouf will finish third. I think they're going to say LaBeouf finished third. It might actually be Beeman finishing third. I don't know.
Remember, Beeman's 2 laps down.
That's right. That's right. So Brady LaBeouf will finish third, even though it says he's out of the race. The race is over, so that's what's going on. But he finishes third. Beeman fourth in 3 cars on the lead lap. Beeman followed by the rest of the pack there. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a race, man. What a race. What a race. What a finish. For 3 cars on the lead lap, I'd have never expected it to end like that there, Brandon Carroll.
I was not expecting that either. Wow. After all that, 200 laps, there was a lot of crazy big moments throughout this race, and this went exactly like how I expected it to go for the most part. Too bad some of the guys who had strong cars early, like Josh White, got caught up and stuff, but overall, it was a fantastic race. Besides the technical difficulties that we had.
A good race for sure. And when it's all said and done, John Mullins, the winner. Nicholas Sacco second. Brady LaBeouf will finish in third. All of those drivers again on the lead lap. Let's take a look at the rest of the rundown with Tyler Beeman, Raul Meza, Cody Paletti, Christopher B. Williams, Eric Zimmerman, Michael McKinnon, and Michael Clary, the top 10. Gene Merglewski, Joshua White, the full field rundown. The other two were officials, race directors for this event. So I don't think we're going to grab any drivers because they're not jumping into our Discord feed. So I guess we'll wrap it up. We've been on the air for almost 3 hours of coverage on Racing League TV and the CRN Sports Network. But first, in closing, Brandon Carroll, what is your thoughts, young man, after a crazy event here this evening from the World Center of Racing?
Well, I want to thank Josh White for hosting this event. I want to thank Rifle Caddy as well as Project K9 for sponsoring or for being partners with Josh White and Josh White Esports Truck and Cup Series and supporting the league. This is a growing league. Message Josh White on Facebook if you or Twitter.
A very good race for sure. And when it is all said and done, the driver of John Mullins holding off a wild last lap finish between Sacco and LaBeouf. And even LaBeouf, he's got nothing to be disappointed about. Even though he went careening in the fence, flipping virtually upside down, he'll still take a top 3 finish here at the World Center of Racing. Follow Josh White Esports, Josh White Racing Esports for the Truck Series and the Cup Series. For information, follow us at crnsports.org and, of course, broadcast coverage on Racing League TV as well. Max Speed TV on Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern for the GAW Racing Esports Truck Series. So that's going to do it from a Saturday night, a wild race for John Mullins being the inaugural winner of the virtual Daytona 500 for the JW Racing Esports Cup Series. For Brandon Carroll, for Trace 9, I'm Wesley Outland. God bless you all, and as always, keep on praying for America.